Excuse me, I would like to remind everyone, I'd like to remind everyone that these are not regulations. These are not regulations from the CDC. This is a workshop where every agency connected to the blood industry can evaluate information that the CDC has found. And together, we are hoping to be able to arrive at some course of action. One option is to establish guidelines to keep people who are at high risk from donating blood to begin with.
Banning homosexuals from giving blood won't protect the blood supply. What it will do is stigmatize them. Reminds me of blood banks rejecting donations from blacks for fear of syphilis.
Have you any idea of the civil rights implications of establishing such guidelines?
My ass. My son's a hemophiliac, and if homosexuals are infecting the blood supply, why not keep them from becoming donors?
What do you mean the entire gay community? Then what? Separate drinking fountains? One for gays, one for humans?
Don't start that gay rights crap with me. There are 20,000 hemophiliacs in this country, and GRID has become the second leading cause of death amongst them. We have rights too, and one of them is the right to stay alive.
I know that we're dealing with a very complex and a highly emotional issue, but it would help
I wonder how you can expect us to be unemotional when at least one person is dying every day from a disease that doesn't even have a name. Now, if the CDC can't bother to come up with a name, at least it should stop the media from calling it GRID. We have enough people hating gays without having the entire stigma of this disease placed on us, especially since it has been shown that this disease is no longer merely gay-related. Now, I make a motion to officially call this disease acquired immune deficiency syndrome, or AIDS.
Questions or discussions on this issue, please?
I second it.
All right, all in favor of Dr. Veller's motion? And opposed? The motion's carried. Dr. Beauvais?
The FDA advisory panel to the blood banks feels that the evidence for nearly all of this is inferential. The CDC's evidence of blood transmission cannot be warranted until the CDC shows definitively that an infectious agent causes this disease. Nothing about it even exists in the peer-reviewed medical literature. Not one case. Evidence of such blood transmission is lacking.
May I point out that the blood industry is under the jurisdiction of the FDA, and the FDA, according to Dr. Beauvais, does not acknowledge that there is an epidemic because there is no evidence that it's a blood-borne disease.
Suppose, for example, a small amount of blood, by some unlikely chance, is contaminated. With no test to find out which blood is safe and which isn't, what do you suggest we do? Destroy the entire blood supply in America because some of it may or may not be contaminated?
No. Well, in fact, testing is the second option that we should discuss. Now, we at the CDC have found that the hepatitis B test is 88% effective in identifying patients with this disease.
Is the CDC seriously suggesting that the blood industry spend $100 million a year to use a test for the wrong disease because we've had a handful of transfusion fatalities and 8 dead hemophiliacs?
How many dead hemophiliacs do you need? How many people have to die to make it cost efficient for you people to do something about it? 100? 1,000? Give us a number so we won't annoy you again until the amount of money you begin spending on lawsuits makes it more profitable for you to save people than to kill them.